The latest playable version has hit test servers and will soon hit the live game in 2 days. What changes are there and how to test it out properly? Well, we'll talk about that a little bit. Okay, if you guys still feel like testing the game, because remember this game is still going to be continually tested even after launch. Remember, it's 100% free to play, free to download, free to test. All that is required is that, well, you have a PC and the space to download it. Try to remember that for you console users such as myself, there are no test servers for consoles, which means all testing is done on the PC. Also keep in mind that even though this update is coming out in 2 days, that it's going to be continuous updates, patches, fixes, all that kind of stuff. So you're never really done with testing, which is why I'm still putting this message out there. Please go out there and test. So please go out there and test this very important game update if you're able to. Links in the description below for all information you need to know about Stats Revamp. Also, please visit those links and comment on their forums. I want you guys to comment in the video too, but I rather you just comment in the forums where the devs will actually see it. Alright, when you guys go to the test forums, all information you see there is subject to change at any time. It is the test server. Keep that in mind. However, this video isn't about test server. This video is about the live update that's going to hit the game in 2 days. With that being said, all the information in this current video is current as of the 24th of this month. At any time, please feel free to pause this video and read along. Enjoy and test, or just enjoy. Everybody, this is your boy Darkblade X of Dark Enforcers, aka Black Hawk Division Leader for DCUO. How's it going, everybody? What's good with you? Let's get it. Alright, so Stats Revamp, aka Stats Matter, comes in 2 days. 2 days. I'm not sure when I'm going to upload this video. I'm going to try to upload it the same day as I make it, but chances are it's going to be the next day, which means instead of being 2 days, it's really just 1 day. So, yeah, I'm going to try to get this up as soon as possible, but let's talk about what the Stats Vamp actually is and what's going to be in it. Now, I don't have the time to do a full, detailed video. Like, I really want to do one, but I just don't have the time. Like, there's too much things, there's just too much information to talk about. This is more than just the combat system. This touches so much, this encompasses so much stuff. There's just too much to talk about. So, as I always say in all my videos, if you want to know everything, just stop watching this video right now. Just stop watching the video right now and go to the forums. There's everything there, because even after you watch this video, you're probably going to be like, well, damn, they're doing all that? I want to see what more they're doing. I want the full details, and still go to the forums anyway, right? So, yeah, please just stop watching this video and head to the forums there. You can read all the information there. There'll be a link in the description below. I'm going to try to make it clickable, but I'm on PlayStation, so I don't think that's going to work. But I'm going to try my best. Alright. If it's not clickable, you can just copy and paste if you're on a computer, you know, so yeah. But I'll put the links in the description below, okay? There's so much information to go over. We're going to cover just the basics. Pretty much, I'm going to put it just on the screen for you to read yourself. Alright, as with most of my videos, and I say this in every video, but it's true. I don't know your life. Maybe you're really busy right now at this moment. Maybe you're too busy to actually physically keep all of your attention on the stream itself. Maybe you're jogging or doing something that takes away your attention. You can't actually just sit there and just, you know, read something on a screen. Maybe you only have time to just listen to something like a podcast, right? So, for those of you who are like that, I'm going to read word for word what the developers are saying about Stats Revamp. Of course, it's not going to be the complete information. You're going to need to go to the forums for the full thing, but I'm going to read what they say here. Then again, maybe there are some of you who don't want to actually listen to someone talk. Maybe you want to read it for yourself. Well, it's on the screen there for you to read. Alright. With that being said, feel free at any time to pause this video and just read the information right there for yourself. Alright. So there, you got it both ways. Alright, so let's begin. This video is about Stats Revamp. Not the test server Stats Revamp, but the Stats Revamp that is going to live. But let's face it, this is the very first instance of it going to live, so it pretty much is the test server right now. Alright, also, I want to say this too. Please, guys, if you can still go to the test server and test this game out, please keep testing it out. But let's face it, any new changes will probably only make it to patches, not to the actual release of Stats Revamp. As I'm reading this, I'm going to try to read it as closely to what is on the screen right now. I may change a word here or there to make it a little bit more easier to understand, because I'm already seeing typos just looking at it already. What is Stats Revamp? The DCUO Stats Revamp is a total revamp of all numbers in the game and a major update to gameplay balance, combat, and progression. The revamp polishes content, power sets, and builds a strong foundation for new systems, power sets, and features in the future. Ultimately, the revamp will make your stats and your skill determine your effectiveness in-game, not your combat rating. Here's how. Sorry about any background noise you guys hear in the background. I got a guy cut a line out there. Anyway, let's continue. New player stats. Adjusted all player stats and smoothed how each increases across levels and tier for greater consistency. Redistributed where player stats are attained for better variety and choice in progression. Removes combat rank differential so that your stats directly determine your effectiveness in combat. For those of you who are wondering what it means where it says redistributed where player stats are attained for, or attained from, your stats come from a major variety of places. There are a lot of things that contribute to what stats you have. Tons of it. And that's also true for the current game itself. It's just that CR differential greatly outshadows it. So with that gone, your stats shine now. And they've also been improved too. That being said, your stats come from a lot of different places. For one, your gear. Yes, the gear you're wearing determines your stats. That is the major thing. Without gear, think about that. Your gear is greatly affects your stats. Greatly. That being said, you need to be in the right role wearing the right gear. For instance, if you're a healer, you need healer stats. Do not wear DPS gear. You will not have healer stats. Okay? So gear is something that's going to be majorly affecting your stats. The next thing that's going to majorly affect your stats is your SP. That's what's going to give you the edge over the next person. The next person may not have enough skill points. So yeah, that's going to greatly affect you. Now, those aren't the only two things that this thing touches. This thing encompasses so much more. So then there's those stats. Then there's the home turf base stats. You know those white tactical mods you put into your gear? Yeah, those will greatly increase your stats too as well. Then there's the affinity mods, or what some people like to call the generator mods. Those will increase your stats as well. Then there's the color socket mods. You know, the red socket, the blue socket, the yellow socket. Those will all add to your stats. And who knows, maybe they'll add more ways to add those to your stats, or add more things to your stats. So yeah, all those encompass your stats for your player. New skill tree. Added new focuses to differentiate builds between weapons expert, superpowered, and hybrid playstyles. Reconfigured the skill tree with escalating stat returns appropriate for all playstyles. Streamline skill point options by stats so each choice has impact. Alright, so when it says playstyles and it says weapons expert, superpowered, hybrid playstyles, weapons expert is a playstyle where you use only your weapon or mostly your weapon. Superpowered playstyle is a playstyle where you use only powers or slightly weapon. And then there's hybrid playstyle where you use a combination of both powers and weapons. There's more playstyles than that. There's the supercharged playstyle where you focus your loadout around using a supercharger. And you also have a supercharged generator, which keeps making sure that your supercharged stays charged and you can keep using it over and over. However, those are just the ones that are going to be available at the launch of Stats Revamp. There's more playstyles coming on the way. The devs have thought about this for a while, so there's going to be more playstyles. But right now, those are the only ones that are offered as of now. Also, where it says streamlined all skill points, what that means is think of all the skill points that are currently in the game. Like when you go to your weapons tree or iconics tree. You know iconics tree at those last two rows, for instance, if you want to get your critical healing or you want to get your critical attacks, or you want to get your extra 200 health or extra 200 defense, 200 toughness, all those stats there in iconics tree, and all the stats that are in the weapons tree. Like when you go down any weapons tree, right in the middle, it'll say something like gained +5 precision, or +5 might, or +15 health, or something like that, right? And then as you go down and look at the rows on the bottom, you'll see something that says +7 dominance, or even at the very bottom, it'll say health and dominance +50, or it'll say might and precision, might and precision +25. All those stats are going to be in a new window by itself now. That way you don't have to keep going from weapon to weapon to weapon. You can just go to one window and put in the stats you want. No more guessing, no more looking around. New power tree. Remove power points so that all abilities are unlocked and available as you level. That means nobody has power points anymore. Nobody. As you level up, you unlock new powers, and by the time you hit level 30, you will have unlocked every single power in your power set. Remove advanced mechanics and weapon mastery bonus damage so that all abilities are viable options. Enough said. I will say this. There's still advanced mechanics, there's still weapon mastery. It's just that the bonus damage is gone. So now you have more options. It's not just, this is the strongest thing, I gotta use it. Now you can actually choose which way you want to play the game. Does this move look good? Use it. Does that move look good? Use it. It's up to you. But let's face it, there's always going to be a move that's stronger compared to others, and a move that's weaker compared to others. It's up to you to go and test out your loadouts to see which one is most effective for you and your playstyle. There will be tons of playstyles now. Which one's more effective for your playstyle? Buff and added iconic powers to the skill tree, like Batman's battering multi-shot or Superman's heat vision. You know, those times people have been saying, man, it'd be so sweet if the iconic powers were actually useful and not just, look good. Because currently in the live game, they're just there for, aesthetic purposes, for looks, for visuals. Because if you actually put them in a loadout, they don't really offer anything that's effective in actual combat. So they buffed it. You're welcome. Will they be effective though? Guess that depends on your playstyle and loadout. New NPC stats. Adjusted all NPC stats and how each increases across level and tier for greater consistency. Removed combat rating differential so that NPC stats directly determine their effectiveness in combat. Rebalance content across the game for a more consistent experience. Ability balance. Standardized abilities characteristics across all power sets, including power cost, cooldown, duration, and more. Rebalance power sets and playstyles based on new stat revamp standards. Implemented new and improved functionality and abilities based on community feedback. New foundation laid the groundwork for expandable character progression systems, new content mechanics, new features, new abilities, and more. To better explain that, and I'm going to use this example because this is the one that really sticks in my mind. Earlier in the video, I told you that all the skills that were in the iconics tree and the weapons tree were being removed and placed into one window stat points. Right? The way they're going to do it is they're going to make it so that when it's time for them to increase the stats, they can just go straight to that one window and just add more stats in there. Because currently they would have to do each weapon tree, and then you would have to redo your skill points and stats like that. Now that's no longer a problem. Now they can just keep adding new and more stuff to the game. By way of not having to keep redoing a stat for your weapons or iconics, or having to keep redoing your powers every time they want to add a new ability to a power set, now that all powers are just there as soon as you level up, they can just keep adding powers in there as they want. Constantly. They don't have any plans to add any new powers to power sets, but they said, and I quote, if we wanted to do that now we could easily do it without having to do too much work. Same thing with stats. With all the stats being on one screen, if they want to add more stats, just add more stats. Easy. If you guys want to see an example of that, I'll post one on the screen right now. Keep in mind that this is a really early beta of what Stats Screen looks like. It probably doesn't look like this at all, but I'll explain it and I think you'll understand it. Alright, this is a picture from an early version of Stats Revamp. This is when they first announced that they were going to do Stats Revamp and did a live stream of what they planned to do and actually showed us what it was going to be. So this is what their stat windows is. This is all those stats taken from the weapons tree and iconic tree placed into one screen like this. Now this isn't what it looks like right now, I can pretty much guarantee that. Especially since this one's bugged a little bit. If you look at the top, it says 10 out of 2. That's supposed to be 10 out of 20, but there's a little glitches, so the zero's not showing up. Keep in mind that in the real game, that's all fixed. However, if you look at these columns, not rows, columns, the first column is tank, the second column is DPS, the third column is healer, and the last column, the fourth one, is troll. Now, if you look at the very top row, like I said, it is bugged. It says 10 out of 2. It's supposed to be 10 out of 20. So that entire row is supposed to be something out of 20, depending on how many skill points you put in there. The next row is supposed to be something out of 40, depending on how many you put there. That last one that says 0 out of 10, maybe that's still a 10, maybe that's a 40, who knows. I'm on the console version, so I'm not on test server, I can't check. Alright, now the rows after that, the last two rows, the ones over there that say 0 out of 17, those are the most bugged ones right now. Because they even said on stream that those zeros aren't showing up there. What that means is it's supposed to say, instead of saying 0 out of 17, it's supposed to say 0 out of 170 for both of those rows. So the third row and then the very last row on the bottom, 0 out of 170. Let that sink in. Yeah. So even though this isn't the finished product, this is what they had envisioned, and I wanted to give you a picture of, even if it was just the early, early prototype version of it. I wanted to show you guys something on it. Here's another prototype of the power menu. This one is on electricity. Once again, I want to let everybody know that it doesn't look like this now. This is the prototype version of when they first announced Stats Revamp. They changed it quite well, actually, but this is a prototype version. The only reason I'm showing you this is to explain the leveling thing. As you can see on the screen, as you level up, you unlock new powers, which makes having power points actually useless now. As you level up, you unlock new powers. Once you hit level 30, you will have unlocked every single ability in your power set. So, what's the use of having power points then? Pick what move you want once you hit level 30. Once again, this is just the prototype. It doesn't look like this is a lot more detailed than this now. Roles and power sets. Every power set has been updated specifically to reflect the broad goals of the revamp. We have incorporated the community's power set feedback during the revamp process to improve gameplay across the board. Follow the links below to see what's new with your favorite role and power set. Alright, I'm going to show you all the roles and the changes to the powers that are associated with them. Keep in mind that this is not the full list. As I said earlier in the video, please go to the links down below to the forum and read specifically all the changes to your power sets. Or you could just wait for the Stats Revamp and just go into the game and, kind of like figure it out for yourself. Either one works, I think. Also keep in mind that none of these changes are final. This game's always going to be getting updates, always getting patches, things like that. So we're never really going to stop testing Stats Revamp. Okay, for the last part of this video, we're going to be talking about the roles and power sets. Once again, these are not full detailed description of all the changes, just the broad goals of the Stats Revamp. So if you want the full information, please go to the forum. Link is in the description below. And if there's anything you want to say to the devs or comment or ask people who have actually tested to get more information, once again, go to the forums. I would love to have comments in this video, but once again, the people who are actually going to be affecting change in the game, such as the developers, are not going to see this video, so please go to the forums and let them know. Alright, so let's start. Tanks. Fire. Command the power of flame, directing gusts of heat and protecting allies with targeted blast. New tank passive, Fire Soul. Used optional for more active battle tanking, in addition to block focus play. New ability, Engulf. New long-range cone pull to bring enemies directly to you. Upgraded ability, Immolation. Now a fully functional shield. Ice. Command the power of ice, shaping it into mighty weapons and protecting allies with frigid winds. Improved channels and improved burst play with buffed abilities like Ice Boulder Strike and Frost Slam. Upgraded abilities include Resonating Gale, now pulls enemies into a localized ice storm, and Impaling Ice, now a cone area effect damage, knockdown, and supercharged builder. Earth. Command the power of Earth, shaping it into mighty pets and causing damaging tremors. Improved aftershocks now bolster defense, increasing the effectiveness of shields and overall survivability. Crush and more Crush. Earth now focuses on a single power interaction for maximum variety in loadouts. Upgraded ability. Earthen Grip. Now pulls and stuns multiple targets at once. Well, that sounds pretty cool, although a few of us already knew how to grab multiple targets using Earthen Grip. Might miss a single pull, but then again, there's always Lasso. Rage. Command the power of Rage to become an unstoppable force. Improved melee damage and survivability with buffed abilities like Frenzy, Mangle, and Lacerate. New abilities. Frenetic Bombardment. A new damage-focused ability for greater options at range. Upgraded ability. Relentless Anger. Now a brutal area of effect damage alpha strike with knockdown and more. Atomic. Command the power of nuclear energy, rearranging the atomic structure for yourself, your allies, and your enemies. Improved combos now do more damage while the Kuglan Aura is active. Upgraded passive. Kuglan Aura. This strong passive in both damage and take rolls refreshes fast for more impact. New abilities. Antimatter Bomb. New low-cost area of effect ability best used at range. Controllers. Gadgets. Dictate the course of battle with ingenious mechanical weapons and tools. Streamline power interactions and improved finishing moves for more fluid combat and tactical opportunities. Improved encasements will no longer roll and can now be easily broken with explosive abilities. Upgraded ability. Stealth. Move in and out of stealth mode more often and with additional benefits. Mental. Assault and control others either by psychic power or the sheer force of your will. Upgraded abilities. Invisibility. Move in and out of invisibility more often with additional benefits. New ability. Telekinetic Pull. Now pull your enemies in close. New ability. Psychic Prison. Generate a psychic field to damage victims over time. Light, or Heartlight. Use the power of will or fear to create heart-like constructs to control and punish enemies. Refine and rebalance combo abilities so clipping continues to define the power set. Upgraded ability. Impact. Now applies full damage and maximum range. New ability. Lightweight Strike. Drop a weight construct on your enemies, damaging and stunning them. Quantum. Bend time and space to gain control over your enemies. Improved Time Bomb for when you have time to spare, and improved faster burst abilities for when you don't. Upgraded ability. Lift. Lifting one enemy is cool, lifting 8 is way cooler. Now a mass area of effect ability. Upgraded ability. Quantum Tunneling. Everyone's favorite way to move, now with a shield and new effect. Munitions. Use your ordnance expertise to command the battlefield. Streamline power directions now focus on burning for improved loadout diversity. Enhancements to channels and empowered channeling, so numerous abilities cannot be countered. Reduced ability pushback so enemies stay in range of your arsenal longer. Healers. Nature. Unleash elemental forces to change form and direct nature's secrets to cure and revitalize your allies. Improve damage and burst damage throughout the power set so you can perform in any combat situation. Upgraded abilities, form changes. All shape-shifting abilities are now impressive supercharges. New ability, Pack Leader. Dog form is back with friends. Summon dual dog pets to follow you into battle. Sorcery. Revive your allies with a whispered incarnation or summon occult pets to do your bidding. Improve pets and non-pet abilities so you can play with or without pets as your focus. New ability, Soul Bolt. New, long-range, low-cost area effect ability for heals and damage. New ability, Karmic Suppression. Lift your enemies into the air and dispatch them with this new ability. Electricity. Actually, my second favorite power source besides Earth. Electricity. Keep your allies alive with jolts of electricity. Improved burst damage and healing capabilities for when you need to shock someone back into or out of the fight. Upgraded abilities. Biocapacitor. Now heals you and up to 7 group members without a power interaction. New ability. Recover. Burst heal yourself and up to 3 group members with this new heal. Celestial. Cure and heal your allies with divine blessings and unholy rituals. Improved healing and damage over time abilities now stack with their corrupted and blessed counterparts. Upgraded abilities. Haunt and Smite. Both now are always area of effect abilities. New ability, Sacred Light. This strong attack now damages, stuns, and purifies enemies. Water. New passive ability, Vaporware like a mug. And I mean that. There is no information on this. All thing we know about it is that you'll be able to summon construct pets of water, and well, it's a DPS healer power set. So command torrents of water, summon constructs of water, and it's a healer DPS. That's all we know on it. That's all they care to share of us, so no new information yet. I will say this much. Water is based on the animations that you witness when you fight Aquaman in Happiness Home. So expect something along those lines. I'll also say this. It's a shame we don't have more information on this. And I'm saying that in the sense of, well, I understand why they're keeping the information secret. I really do. It's just that with Water coming to the game, the live game on August 30th, aka a month from now, and this power set isn't even on test yet, begs some questions. Just saying, who knows when they're going to release it for test? If it's anything like what I think, it's going to be 2 weeks before the actual date, which I don't know how much testing you can get done in 2 weeks. But, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe directly after Stat Revamp hits live, maybe they'll go straight to test server with it. I could be completely wrong. So I'm not going to make any assumptions. I don't know about the whole a month to go thing before even hitting test server. That's the only thing I'm fishy on. Kind of a little fishy on that. But besides that, that's all the information I have for this video, and I'm going to stop it here because there's nothing else to read, and I don't want this video to be too long. Once again, please, 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 if you guys have the time, go out, test, and experience these changes for yourself right now on test server. You can comment on their forums, give feedback. The devs are actually reading it and paying attention. Alright. With that being said, while I would love you guys to comment here on the videos what you think, the devs aren't the ones that actually need to see it, and they're not going to see it here. So please go to the forums and put your comments over there. And also, you guys have about 2 days to get as many feat points as you can, aka skill points, before this hits the live game. Now, I'm not saying that in the sense of the game's going to suck so much you can't do anything, but of course there's going to be a learning curve. Everybody's going to be getting used to their powers and testing stuff out, so it's going to kind of stop gameplay for a little bit until people get used to their powers. So I want to give it about like a week or even 2 weeks after it hits live for things to kind of return back to normal. So that means just kind of interrupting the game a little bit. So before that interruption hits, go out and get as many feat points as you can. Trust me, it is going to help you. It can't hurt. It cannot hurt. And I especially mean that because this is Stats Revamp. Stats matter. Alright, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Comment, and I'll try to answer any comments I can. For the most part, if it's something that you really want to get out there, want to really express, please just go to the forums and post it there where the devs will see it. They want feedback. They've been asking for feedback. This is the perfect time to do it. Alright, guys, I'm getting out of here. Thanks for watching this video. This is Darkblade X of Dark Enforcers, aka Black Hawk Division Leader for DCUO. Dark Enforcers, Darkness Rises. Holla. P.S. I'm going to try to get this video out before tomorrow. I'm going to try my hardest, but it's not looking like I'm actually going to make it. I really want to put this 2 days before it comes out, but it looks like I'm only going to have 1 day before Stats Revamp hits live. With that being said, please get out there and get as many features as you can. If you can get on test server, test it out. All that good stuff, guys. Gotta get out of here. Bye. Thanks for watching.